Okay, y'all, don't mind the mess and the noise. I'm at my aunt's house making this because my house is very noisy. But today we are going to be making some homemade chicken Alfredo, and I'm gonna show y'all how I do it. But I'm gonna also cook for y'all. I don't know, y'all just seem to like the other one, like the cookies one. So, oh, I am also gonna be making cookies for school, like this upcoming week. I don't know when, but I am. Y'all like them, and I perfected them this time, so you'll like them. But okay, so you're going to start off with a cup of all-purpose flour, and you're going to shape it kind of like this. I don't know how to turn this camera around while recording, so just gonna have to stick with it. You're going to crack 2 eggs into the middle of your like bowl-like thing, and then you're going to add half a teaspoon of salt. And then you're going to take a fork and you're going to like stir it, and then you're going to keep like adding your flour in until you get a dough-like structure. And I will somewhat show y'all how to do it, but yeah. Then you're, after you like start mixing it and you're adding flour, you're going to like push forward on it. You're gonna keep doing this until it should, I'll show you what it should look like after you keep doing this. But you're just gonna like break the yolk and then add in like flour, like every time, like if it starts pouring out, it's okay, just scoop it back and just keep adding flour onto it, like the flour that you already have your base on. And then make sure all your yolk is broken. And while you're mixing it, I'm using a plastic fork, but it's better to use a metal fork, and it just makes it easier. And you don't have to use a cutting board. I'm using a cutting board because I don't trust this countertop yet until I get it cleaned. But eventually I'm gonna move to the countertop to roll it out. After some time, your dough is going to look, or your batter is going to look like this. And then what you're wanting to, just depends on if you start off on the counter or not, but you can. But you're going to flatten it. Like you want it like not totally see-through, but like, I can't think of that word. But yeah, I'll think of it and then I'll show y'all how I do it. I kind of didn't show y'all how I made this, but I think you get it. You're going to want to sprinkle a little bit of flour on top before you start flattening so it doesn't tear. But I'm gonna show y'all that in a second. And then you're gonna want to coat your roller or whatever you use in flour. But I'm gonna start. You're gonna kind of want it to be like a rectangle. I'm not using these handles. I'm using my hands so I can control it better. But you kind of want it like not curved this way or like a circle. You want it like a rectangle. So yeah, try your best, and it just depends. So okay, so you want it as like, as long as you can get it. But I've been like, this is what it looks like so far. You can see, I don't know, I gotta figure out how to turn this camera around, but I should have started with the back camera. But it's a lot of work. I'm just going like this, and then when my ends start to curve or whatever, I kind of just take one end of the roller and then just like, you know, make it more rectangular. Okay, I forgot to say that you're supposed to let the dough rise after you make it. Like, not flatten it, but like after you make it, let it rise for like 30 minutes. I didn't do that though. It doesn't really matter, but it just makes more, basically. Okay, so after you get it really thin, as thin as you can, but my arms are starting to hurt and it's kind of getting hot. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold one side like this, and the other side just about the same, and you just keep going as flat as you can get it and as even as you can get it until you meet into the middle, and I'll show you. Or unless like you have like a pasta shredder thing, I don't know what it's called, but it's like some kind of machine. And you don't, if you have one, usually they have one like where you can flatten it dough. You don't have to hand roll it like how I did, and it's a way a lot easier if you have that. But if not, you can still hand roll it. It's just a lot more work. And then it should look something like this. I don't know. And then you want to like take a knife. Don't mind the knife, but you want your knife, and you're gonna cut it into like how small you want them. It doesn't really matter. And then while you're doing that, if you want to make more, you can make more, but and you can also double the ingredients if you want. You're gonna get a pot, put some water in there, and put like a good amount of salt in there, like your ocean, like your salt in the ocean or something. Then you're gonna want to boil that while you're doing this. So, and these shouldn't take that long to boil because they're like dough. But and then if you're making it for that for like the same day, you can make them right away. Or if not, just put your dough into the fridge and cover it, and it should be fine by the next day. So, yeah. Okay, I already cut it mine, and then they should look something like this. You're just gonna unravel them, and yeah, it should look something like this. It also just depends on how long you want your noodles, but yeah. Then you're gonna boil them. Okay, don't mind the sweating, but it's kind of hot. This is what my noodles look like. Yeah, they should look something like this. After you like do it, it's way easier with the machine, way easier. But I'm kind of doing it in a hard way, so I'm gonna make another batch because I feel like my family's gonna want to try it. So, and they're kind of big packs. But anyways, this is what my dough looks like. I'm going to move on to the chicken because it's already 9:33. But I will show you all that. My aunt's going to make or roll out the other dough for me while I make the chicken. Okay, so you're going to take your chicken and you're going to season it with black pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, crushed red pepper if you want, and salt. And you're supposed to use Italian seasoning too, but I forgot it, so I'm not going to use it, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, now you're going to take 2 teaspoons of butter and you're going to put them in there. And you're going to throw your chicken in. And this is what mine look like. Then you're going to cook your chicken for like, give it like 5 minutes maybe, and then flip it. And then you're going to take your water and you're going to boil it and you're going to put salt in there, like a lot of salt. Not too much, but a lot for your pasta. This is what my chicken looks like, but you can cook it however you like. Okay, my chicken's done. Now I'm going to make the Alfredo sauce. You're going to take 1/4 cup of butter. I'm going to put it in there. And while that's in there, hold on. You're going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream into the pan. Now you're going to add 1/4 of your paprika, your salt, your pepper, your crushed, not your crushed red pepper, your onion powder and your garlic powder into the thing after you pour it. And then you're going to add a cup of mozzarella cheese, and then I'm adding a cup of Parmesan cheese, but it just depends on how many cheeses you want. You actually are gonna add 1/4 cup of crushed red pepper in there. And then it should look something like this after you add in your cheese, but then you're just gonna let it melt, and you're just gonna keep stirring so it doesn't get burnt. And that's how you make your sauce. My noodles are like pretty, like not too thick, but not thin enough. But that just means they're gonna take longer to boil. But this is what they look like. It's way much better. They're gonna look way much better if you get them more flat. I just didn't have the patience to do it, so they're gonna be a little bit thick, and they just need to They just need to boil longer, so it's gonna be a bit. But everything else is done. I'm just waiting on that. So, and there was something else, but I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, someone wants me to make an intro to my cooking things, but I'm not doing that because I'm not trying to be like everybody else, you know. Okay, y'all, my noodles are done boiling, and I'm adding it into the sauce, into the pan that I made it in. And then I'm going to just mix it up and stir it up. You're gonna want to pour a little bit of pasta water, about half a cup. Well, actually, 1/4 of a cup into your thing, and then you're gonna stir it up. Okay, y'all, it's done. This is what it looks like. Okay, taste test. Oh, and it's kind of hot. Okay, I give it like a 9 out of 10, but I think I could have went longer for the noodles. They're not too hard, but this is my first time, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I'm probably gonna try to make them again next time. But I need to get a machine for the dough, so it like be really thin. I think that's the only thing that was different, is that I didn't really want to thin it out, so it took a lot longer. But it's pretty good. And that's all. Stay tuned for, I don't know what I'm gonna make next. That's on y'all to decide.